And then we get to Milwaukee. So it is going to be a time of change there. This part of it is a certainty. Doc Rivers is out after 3 years as the head coach of the Bucks. That was not unexpected, particularly after some comments he made last week. But the real interesting part then becomes Giannis Antetokounmpo, who spoke to reporters after the season finale yesterday and was asked if he thought this was his last game in Milwaukee. The comments were not made on camera, so I'll read them to you. He said, "That's a very good question. I don't know. It's not up to me. We'll see. I feel like sometimes people just don't listen. They listen to the sources. The main source is me. It is what it is. So again, do not disturb on my phone. Go about my day, improve, and come back better. So if everything goes well, hopefully the Bucks want me here. Why not? But if they don't, okay." Vinny? What does that mean? What is he saying? What is Giannis? Help me interpret what I just read.
It doesn't matter what he just said. Here's the facts. The facts is that the Milwaukee Bucks can offer Giannis a 4-year, $275 million contract extension on October 1st. If he's still there and he says no, that's the sign that says trade me, right? Because if someone offers you $68 million per year, and you turn it down, that's saying, baby, I don't want to be here no more. Yeah. You got to go.
I got to get up out of here.
Shump, you've been in the league through so many of the biggest stars working their way out of situations. We all know we can run down the list of them, from LeBron in Cleveland and Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony and guys that wanted to get out of one place and into another. So why is Giannis saying it isn't up to me when clearly in this day and age it is at least partially up to him? Why do you think he's saying it the way he's saying it?
I think Giannis just spent a lot of time not being a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He don't want to be the villain, so to speak. Want to keep it positive. Had a great time in Milwaukee. You know, the fans was great. He probably got a couple places he go get some home-cooked meals and everything. But sometimes you got to just be the bad guy and say, yeah, I can't.
See, here's what it reminds me of. When Kevin Garnett left Minnesota, no one blamed him. He had done everything he could there. Giannis has taken it even a step further. Garnett couldn't get that team to a championship, as great as he was. Giannis brought a title to Milwaukee. He's been there forever. He's done everything right. If you're, in my opinion, and I can't, who am I to speak for the fans in Milwaukee? Yeah. But if he says, you know what, I've done everything I can do here, it's time for me to move on. I think if I'm a Bucks fan, I give him a standing ovation.
That's what we always
I say thank you for everything. It is time, and I would not blame him for saying it is time.
I don't think anybody in Milwaukee will blame him. I think he just has this preconceived notion that they will.
Right.
But I don't think anybody's going to get mad at Giannis for what he's done, how he plays the game, how he approaches the game, how he tries to bring people with him. Nobody has a problem with it. You need to leave Milwaukee.
I think it's a great example you brought up the Kevin Garnett thing. Because for the last 3 or 4 years that KG was in Minnesota, we were asking the question. They weren't making the playoffs. He was the MVP in 2004. They didn't make the playoffs after that. I think the question you have to ask yourself is, remember KG had one good year in Boston.
Yeah.
They won the title, and then the next year he tears his knee up and was never the same. Did Giannis wait 2 years too long? Because we naturally assume that Giannis is going to be this level of player when he's had the calf injuries. He's never played more than 75 games in the last 4 or 5 years. He's only played, 36 or so this year. You're hoping that they're still treading this tire. If he does decide to leave, there's no guarantee that he's going to be playing like this until he's 35.
Well, that begs the question then. Let me change the question. Is Giannis, at this age and stage of his life, still the best player on a championship team? Can he be the best player on a team that wins a title?
I don't know right now. The best, it's up for grabs, though, because sometimes he doesn't have to be the best player, or he could be the best player. You just need a decision maker.
Okay.
He has not done. I think it's a lot to do with what we see with KD, where we haven't really seen KD do it without somebody having to get him the ball where he needs it, or make sure to make his job easy when it comes to making decisions down the stretch of a game. Giannis is one of those players. He had Chris Middleton. He had Drew Holiday that doesn't get talked about much when he was in Milwaukee.
Good team.
These are the things that were helping push them over the edge. He did his part. Don't get me wrong. He's their horse. He's going to bring it along. He did his part. But at the end of those games, making decisions, making big shots, making free throws, you have to have somebody else for that.
So who are the usual suspects? If Giannis is going to depart Would we expect it to be this summer? Like, would we expect it to be before the draft?
Oh, it better be.
It better be.
It's going to be, yeah.
Just because of the draft capital will probably have to be exchanged.
Okay.
To be able to
for
use
this
it
draft.
for this particular draft, especially this draft.
Well, then, so now
is.
we're talking. I mean, the draft isn't all that far away. So, what teams should we be considering real possibilities here?
Well, the usual suspects are always going to be the New York Knicks because they entered into an exclusive negotiating period. It's been no secret that he prefers to go to New York just because of that preference, his Nigerian, Greek heritage, and everything else. The Lakers will always be in the conversation. Any team that has significant draft capital or young players, the San Antonio Spurs, the Houston Rockets. This becomes a question of if you're Milwaukee.
Yeah.
If Giannis does not give you a list, and I would assume that he does, then you have to go out and give yourself the best chance to jumpstart a rebuild because this is going to be ugly. You don't even have your own draft capital by virtue of the trades. You're also tied into Damian Lillard's contract that you stretched after his Achilles injury, so you don't have the cap flexibility. You have to get the best possible deal, and hopefully, for their sake, Giannis doesn't hamstring.
And so it's a quick final thought here. I'm just looking at it. If the NBA Finals go 7 games, I'm almost positive Game 7 would be Friday night, June 19th. Do I have that right? I think I was looking it up the other day. The draft is June 24th. So, like, you could have teams, San Antonio, they could be playing. The Knicks, they could be playing. Like, a lot of what happens in this postseason could help
how you threw that in there.
dictate,
That's nice.
right?
Nice.
Well, I mean, if the Knicks get knocked out in the second round,
No. I want to be in New York. I would love to be in New York for a Game 7.
Okay, no, I got you.
I would love
that. I guess let me go the other way. If the Knicks are still playing, they're not trading for Giannis, right? I mean, you got a team that's in the finals.
Why?
Well, I mean, how you're making a.
Hey, listen, I had the new Jordans. They dropped the new Jordans. I went and got them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bought 2 pairs. One to hoop, one to walk.
Fair enough.
You don't never get enough of
We're
them.
playing in the finals on Wednesday.
Baby. This is America.
They can trade Karl Anthony Towns during the finals. I mean, what are we talking about here?
You don't think the Knicks will?
I don't know. Can you trade a player while you're in the playoffs?
No, you can't trade a player during the finals. That would be bad.
Fairly unlikely, right?
That would be bad for him. It would just be like.
Can you imagine Shams tweeting on the Game 4 is tonight, but the Knicks have traded Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis? I mean, that seems a little unlikely.
Look. That's like dating a woman and then Kelly Rowland approaches you and she's, oh no, that's okay. I don't want to date her. I got something else at home. Hey, yo, we got Mikal Bridges at home. We got OG Anunoby at home. No, there's Giannis on the other side. That's no disrespect to them. Okay. It's Giannis over there. You better go get him.
All right.
We are live. We are live.
You just said that on television. Okay, the 30th annual WNBA draft MVP of both of those finals. So those are all the most recent teams to win back-to-back. We'll see if Oklahoma City is able to add its name to that list, which brings us to the play-in matchups in the NBA, because the team that emerges in the 8th spot in the West is going to wind up playing OKC. We got the Trailblazers and Suns going head-to-head, with the winner getting a first-round series against the Spurs. The loser will take on the winner of the Warriors and Clippers. In the East, the Magic will take on Philadelphia, with a date against the Celtics on the line, with the loser facing either the Heat or the Hornets for the final playoff spot. So let's get to the play-in games here and the players you're really interested in. Steph Curry knocked down 24 for the Warriors in a loss to the Clippers yesterday. Shump, what does Steph need to do to get the Warriors out of the play-in and into the playoffs?
Well, he's going to have to score a lot of points.
How many is a lot? Give me a number.
Man, give me 30. Give me 30 at least, Steph. I need to make sure that Steph presents to his team that he has it. You know, coming back from that injury, they just need some confidence to roll off of, and Steph can provide that. So give me 30, 35, Steph.
They wind up in the play-in a lot, this team. Another play-in team with stars on it is the Sixers. Tarius Maxey had 21 yesterday for them. Vince, can the Sixers make some noise in these playoffs?
By noise, you mean winning more than a game? I don't know what type of noise they can make. With Joel Embiid having appendicitis in Houston, I don't know what they are capable of doing. They haven't played many games together, Paul George, Edgecombe, and Maxey. Hard to expect anything substantial from them.
Yeah, they're going to wind up either playing Detroit or Boston if they get out of the play-in in the first round of the playoffs. Doesn't feel likely they win anything there.